Welcome all. This is a Zero HP movie review. Kevin, what is up, man?
What's up, everybody?
Haven't done this since Last Jedi.
Was it last?
That was
Jedi?
the last movie review discussion we've done.
Wow.
We gave it like a 7, or I think we gave it a
That's
7.
crazy. I don't. Yeah. Holy crap. It's been a while then.
Yeah, it's been a bit.
It's been a while, yeah.
And it's crazy because there's actually a lot of movies that have come out that I've wanted to do this with. We just kind of have like Black Panther would be cool.
Yeah, it's been format is pretty popular with people.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people like it. We just haven't had the time to all of us because I always going to the movies is just like such a fun thing for me to do by and people are like, oh, why do you go by yourself? I'm like, because I love movies. Just the fact that I'm there in the dark, and if I always go really odd hours too, so there's like nobody there. There's nobody in the theaters. I'm like, this is the best experience for
the best way to watch any movie.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of the best experiences in life.
Yeah, I would go by myself too. I mean, I don't know why it's such a social thing, like why movies are about dates and stuff. Like you can't talk.
Plus, exactly.
Or look at each other or anything
during the movie. So I have no idea. But people love this. We need to do more. I feel like
we'll try and should make it a point. Maybe we can do at least like one a month.
One a month,
if we can try to average that. If there's enough movies out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this one is about Annihilation.
Yes.
Now, one thing I've noticed today while at work is that no one's ever heard of this movie.
No one. Not even. It's based off a book. No one's even heard about the book either.
One of the reasons for that is that Paramount sold the rights to the movie about 6 months or so, maybe even less time, before it came in theaters. So the marketing got all fucked up.
Yeah.
Netflix owns it. It's streaming on Netflix around the world.
Yeah,
it's
internationally.
Not in North America, I think?
Yeah, North America, they said it's being...
Theaters.
Theaters, yeah. Everywhere else, it went straight to Netflix.
Real shame.
Yeah, really.
This movie,
absolutely.
not in theaters.
And I think and I read a little bit more about this today. It was just all the producers. There's two producers who were on this, and then they were butting
executives.
Yeah, they were butting heads because like one was all like, "This is gonna be great," and the other one was like, "This is too intellectual."
Yeah,
and they didn't want to like deal with it. Like, this is gonna be a huge loss.
Yeah, I feel kind of insulted by that.
Yeah, I'm like, I mean,
there are people who won't like it, but there are plenty of people who will.
Well, yeah, exactly, and we're the latter. I feel like if you look at the top 10 movies on my list, most of them are intellectual movies.
Yeah.
And this is one of the best, if not the best. I think in the last 10 years, maybe more than that. I'm just like, it's insane. And I
didn't think I'd see anything that would rival. Well, this is gonna be a rhyme. Rival the Arrival.
I was gonna make the same exact comparison.
Those two are like brothers. Yeah, brother and sister movies.
As soon as we were driving home, and I was like, man, if I had to make a comparison, what would the movie be? I'd be like, The Arrival. And
absolutely.
It's like mind melting, like just.
I would also put Blade Runner 2049 in there.
Blade Runner, yeah.
A little more straightforward story,
right? But... Donnie Darko is another one I came up with, something like that. And those, again, we're naming movies all on my top, 15, 20, whatever. But yeah, it was insane. Yeah, so real shame.
For those of you who don't know, very brief synopsis.
Yeah.
Natalie Portman's character is a widowed.
Yeah.
She's a widowed, wife, I guess, a widow, if you will.
Yeah.
Her husband purportedly dies in combat.
Yeah.
Died in
KIA,
combat. Yep. She's a biologist.
Yep. Former army.
Yep. Yeah. Events unfold.
Yeah.
She gets pulled into this thing where it turns out an asteroid hit the Earth.
Yep.
It's emanating this energy field that is doing something, and it's expanding ever bigger, and it's getting scary now.
Yeah.
And everyone they've sent in has never come back.
Yeah.
So her and a few other qualified individuals who are not army anymore. They're trying different things to figure this out.
And her motivation to go into this, you'll find in the movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
We don't want to spoil that. Yeah.
So, but it's about them going in and just the craziness that ensues.
Right.
And a mix of it's a mix of like a little bit of action, mystery, horror.
It was honestly, that's what I felt like. It was
philosophy.
Just like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
It really was, and almost like I was very surprised. And at the beginning, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be one of those like drawn out dramas type of things." Within like just 30 minutes in, there's like a change of pace completely.
As soon as you think you know where it's going.
It was crazy. The writing was insanely good.
Oh, absolutely. All the characters are totally believable.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I love that you brought that up because I feel like all the characters were flawed. You know, they're not like perfect movie. Oh, I'm the action hero. Kinda. No, they're all flawed. They're all parts of the movie where I'm like, I hate this person, or I love this person, or I hate. You know, back and forth. You know, it's just like things that they said or the things they do. It just, it was it was just so well produced, and I think there's a shame. It's a shame that no one heard or has even read the book or even has heard about the movie. Yeah, there's no promotions at all.
I saw a trailer for this at the theaters a while back. I don't know what movie it was.
Yeah, it was a few months ago. I think I saw the trailer and that was it.
I bet that was before Paramount sold it.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know.
Man. Natalie Portman is like, I mean, I there's very few actors who can escape a role that kind of can swallow you up a little bit. You know, Padme.
Right. Yeah.
Not that was like an incredible role. She had some good moments and some bad moments working with that script. Right.
But she's quote unquote known to the casual fans of Hollywood. Like, she's the Star Wars lady. You know?
And that can be hard. To get rid
of. Think Daniel Radcliffe. You know, like Macaulay Culkin, you know, stuff like that. It's hard to get out of those roles, you know, to establish yourself as an actor of more than just that one role you're known for. You know?
I felt like she gave one of the strongest performances I've ever seen in a movie.
That was A1 acting,
for
sure.
Loved her.
Yeah, she was completely believable, and honestly, I expect nothing less of her. I've seen her in other movies. And
Black Swan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I expect nothing less from her. She is an incredible talent, and I'm just like, I was blown away by her performance.
This is incredible. So, I really don't want to mess around with it. Yeah. I mean, we got to get into spoilers.
Oh, yeah. I would say if you're watching this, just kind of give a brief summary. Go watch it
in theaters. Yeah, specifically. Don't download it.
Yeah, go watch it. It's a life-changing movie.
This is a theater movie.
As a joke, I told Ian as soon as the movie was over, I'm like, dude, we should not watch this movie high because the visuals were insanely good. They will trip you out. Yeah, it'll trip you out. But it's so good. But jokingly I said that. But yeah, there was like the colors and everything. Yeah, go see the movie.
Yeah, just like when I walked out. Yeah. The real world seemed boring.
Yeah, it was.
And dull.
It was one of the few movies that left me actually speechless. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to say. So it was great.
So I would stop this here. Yeah. We're gonna go into major spoilers. Yeah. For the next 25 minutes. Yeah. We're gonna try to keep this 30 minutes today. Because we can really
keyword
take
try.
Off. Yeah. Keyword try. Keyword try. Yeah. So yeah. Turn it off. We're spoiling the entire movie from here on out. Go see it. Yeah. Once you have, bookmark this time, come back, and comment the fuck out of this thing. Because
tell me.
People could talk about this. This movie is breaking down philosophy 101 stuff.
Tell me what you think. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see you when you come back. Yeah. For those of you who want to stick around and
have already seen it.
Spoiled, seen it. Yep. Yeah. Here we go, man. So. What, do you kind of want to start from the beginning or just overall impressions with spoilers?
Let's start off the beginning. I feel like the opening scene was kind of important. It kind of set the premise of the whole movie. You know,
the theme.
The theme of it. Yeah. So Natalie Portman is a biology professor at a college, and she's teaching a class, and she's talking about how cells they don't ever die; they just replicate, and so on and so forth. And it kind of sets I didn't know it, but in hindsight, I'm like, whoa.
That's what this movie, this whole movie is redefines itself with hindsight constantly.
Absolutely. Yeah, so she's teaching, and then, you don't know anything about the character. Just say the class ends. Yeah. And this, I guess, one of her coworkers or whatever colleagues invite her out, and that's when you learn that she's a widow. Yep. Her husband is some sort of military guy.
Yeah, they show him in Iraq or something with his unit, and she starts crying.
Yeah, right. And he invites her out, and he says it's been a year since he's been gone. Yeah. Which is important because within the timeline, I was like, okay, I kind of honestly going into them I expect this to be some trippy time thing, like in The Arrival. So I'm like, okay, so he does 1 year. I was mentally I kept
1 year.
1 year. Okay. So then, so she's declined. And you can sense in the interaction between the two there's something more.
Her and her friend,
her colleague, Daniel, right?
Invites her to a barbecue, and she doesn't want to do it.
And
she does this thing where she says, "I need to paint my bedroom, our bedroom, my bedroom." Like
right.
She's like, they're painting this idea that she lost her beloved husband.
Yeah. She's like heartbroken
about it, and like the brilliance. This movie's gonna be impossible to talk about, I think, in chronological order.
There's a lot of stuff,
because now going back, much like The Arrival, to watch it, knowing that she's been cheating on him with Daniel for every time he's been gone.
Yeah, every time he's been gone. Yeah, it's crazy.
She loses some of that morality that we kind of give her as a widow of a veteran.
Yeah. You don't learn that until like near the end too. Yeah. Like you feel bad for her, and then at the end you find out near the end you find out she's been cheating on him every time. So you lose that. Like I said in the beginning, every character is flawed. None of them are perfect.
So the first time they give you, when they show her having sex with Daniel, the first time, at least I assumed, that must have been way after she thought he was dead, and it was like an emotional experience.
Or I thought it was like a hallucination or an illusion or something. Okay. And like after that scene, she wakes up and she doesn't remember it. Yeah. Remember?
Oh yeah, that's right.
She's like, "Where am I?" They're like, "From the looks of it, we've been here for days." And I'm like, "What?"
And then they show it again, the same scene, and they expand on it. And they mention that they've been doing this for a long time.
Yep.
Before. His character Kane, before he even left for the newest trip.
Yeah, Oscar Isaac.
And they say that he knows that, which I think is why he doesn't kiss her when he leaves.
Oh yeah,
because he knows it's the whole movie gives you this. Yeah, we have to watch it again.
Yeah,
with all this knowledge that you're given.
It's
with
insane
this weird
how much detail is in this movie. The attention to detail is on another level.
The edit.
I've never seen a movie that has as much attention to detail as the people that have worked on this have put into it, you know? And it's insane. Like you like I said, all these characters are flawed in some way or another. Real characters, not flawed as in bad, as in like flawed as in they're real humans. Yeah, real humans.
And how easy it is to where if they showed us in the beginning how preconception and judgment from person to person. When you don't know someone, she's a widow. Yeah. If they were to show us in the beginning that she's cheating on her husband, we would have hated her guts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just judged her. Yeah. But then they let you get to know her. Then they go, by the way, she cheated on her veteran husband when he was out.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you've grown to fall in love with her by that point. I know. And it's like, welcome to a real human being who's complicated.
Honestly, there's no character in that movie that I thought was just not realistic. You know, I was like, everyone was believable.
There was no bullshit dialogue.
Yeah, there was no wasted.
I'm from Kansas.
Yeah, there's no wasted moment in this movie. I feel like for a 2 hour, I think it was two.
I think it's like just a little over 2 hours.
Yeah, it was just like
2 hours and 15.
I can't wait to see the director's cut. If there's a director's cut, I'll be
add 40 minutes.
I know. I'm just like, holy shit.
I could watch that movie. Yeah. Watching that movie was like being on a drug.
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, it was a trip. Exactly, it was an exact trip.
You don't need to be high.
Yeah,
it will make you high.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just like going to you find out that. What's her name?
Ventress?
No, Lena.
Oh, Lena.
Yeah, Lena, that's her name. Natalie Portman. You find out her character has been cheating on her husband, who's Oscar Isaac Kane.
Yeah, we're skipping a lot of stuff to get there.
I
just felt like that was a thread we kind
of absolutely. Yeah, you find out that, so she goes to painting, and she goes to painting her room, you know, and then, like, her husband
just
shows
walks
up.
in. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I was so confused.
Honestly, I was like, this is some sort of time thing. Again, it's like making that comparison to The Arrival. Dreaming, yes, there's something
wishing,
like that.
Wishful thinking. I was waiting for it to cut.
And then then they just start talking. They have a dialogue in the kitchen after they hug and have a dialogue. And I'm like, it got real weird. It got real weird. Real quick.
The music,
dude, the music every. Music is supposed to set the mood for every scene.
And it's perfection.
Absolutely perfection. I could not believe how amazing the music was in this movie. But yeah, so they start talking, and then like she's asking him all these questions, and he's like, all he just can answer was, I don't know. I don't know. And then like he, after a while, she's like, something happens, and then he's like, I don't feel good.
Yeah.
And then he starts bleeding out of his mouth. Yeah.
And like convulsing.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing, and this whole movie is all about these weird using flashbacks to inform the viewer of now.
Yeah.
Because the movie opens, the very first scene is her in a medical gown, surrounded by dudes in hazmat suits, asking her questions.
Yes.
And she's saying, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Yeah.
And then he's the exact same way. So then you realize, oh
what
shit, he wasn't in Iraq or Afghanistan or Pakistan.
Yeah.
He was in the fucking Shimmer, as we now know it to be called.
Right.
And like, so they inform you. There's so many times you're informed about something in this movie without being told.
Yeah, the foreshadowing was amazing. I felt like it wasn't... Like, sometimes when foreshadowing is done not the right way, it gives away too much. And then, like, when foreshadowing is just too obscure, you're like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
You know? This one, I thought, was the perfect balance. You know, it was just like, holy shit, he's been in that thing. You know?
He was there,
He was there, and again, there's more twists later on in the movie, but we won't go to that yet. But so she calls an ambulance, and all these FBI covert of things come out.
That reminded me of The Arrival too.
Dude, I know. I was like, what the hell's going on?
When they show up at her house in Arrival, and they show up at her house with the helicopter and the spotlight and the cars.
Yeah. And then they trank her. They take Kane. And I wonder what happened to those paramedics. They're like, what the fuck? So they trank her. So that's where I thought the movie was going to take. I was like, hey, what's going on? Like, when the guy's asking her questions in that room, and she's like, I don't know. I thought that's where it's going to come from.
And even though that's after the whole movie's, all the movie's events.
Right, exactly. And then you introduced to another character called Ventress.
Who's just such an interesting human being.
Like, it just like... I just wanted to know more about her. I'm just like, she was just very... She had these little mannerisms and little things about when she was on screen, and she just she spoke very bluntly. Yeah. Like, she just told... I thought she was going to be more, like, political when she first came in, and she's just, like, straight up, like, this is what's happening, this, blah, blah. And she just told Natalie Portman's character everything that's happening. Yeah. I was like, wait...
Very slowly, but eventually,
I was like, is she cleared for that? Like, I was like, you just told a civilian everything. I was like, wait, what? Yeah. So, I was like, well, that was weird. And that's when Natalie Portman learns about the Shimmer.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's reactions to everything is so realistic. There's no over dramaticism about anything. It's just very like, they tell her about the Shimmer and everything, and she has to see it for herself, and it's just she doesn't know what to make of it. But she's a biologist, so she wants to know everything about it.
She wants to learn more about it. Yeah, it's crazy. And I love how
it's just very tense. The whole
it's very so tense and like kind of uneasy and awkward. Like it really made me uncomfortable watching the first like 30-45 minutes of the movie. I was like, what the hell's going on?
It's back and forth.
Yeah, I'm like, so then so they find out that her husband Oscar. Or not Oscar, Kane. Kane has been in the Shimmer, and he's the only one that's been able to escape or leave the Shimmer. Yeah, so that might explain why he's been like sick. So Jane's motivation, or not Jane, Lena's motivation to go into the Shimmer is to find an answer to help cure her husband. Or something and
she mentions that she owes him, which again comes back to this. Like backward.
That didn't make any sense when she said that. I was like, what does she owe him?
Oh, that's because you're a cheating
bitch. Yeah, exactly.
And you feel incredibly guilty about what you've done to your... But, and we realize... I love how we start off with this idea that they have this perfectly happy marriage, and then they have that conversation. He's kind of like a Southern boy. Yeah, he's talking about God doesn't make mistakes, and she's like, what are you fucking talking about? Like, everything is a mistake, and then they have this whole philosophical difference, and it's...
And it's so funny because just to get a little bit ahead of us. Sure. They're in the Shimmer, and she meets the group of people that are going with her, and they explain why they're in there, right? And they're all like suicide. And she's like, "This is a suicide mission." And she's like, "Why did my husband volunteer for a suicide mission?" And I didn't make sense to me then. And then that's when they showed like her cheating, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, I bet you he was heartbroken."
And Ventress says, "What people do is they self-destruct."
Dude, to
escape.
That is literally that. line like spoke to me. So well, she's like people they're not suicidal, they're destructive to themselves. You know, you drink, you cheat and all that stuff, and then like that explaining, I'm like, he's volunteered because he was like heartbroken probably, and he was like, absolutely. I just want to just end it. You know, he just wants to go and do it.
He was unhappy. Yeah, completely unhappy. He was probably the only time he was ever happy is when he was out in the field with his unit, his men.
It was crazy, but so. You know, she volunteers to go into the Shimmer, and we introduced
we meet the rest of the characters, all like incredibly memorable characters who are very distinct.
Very distinct. I was gonna say very different from one another. Yeah, but all kind of damaged. You know, like it was just.
And then you think about their profession. Yeah. First off, all the three that we meet have been there for a long time. 10 months to like 2 years.
I did have a question though. I'm like, why? So there's that one girl that was a Chicago paramedic. I'm like, why is she here? Like, I was like, what has made her come into?
Oh, I felt like
was she like an Army Reserve or like what?
Well, I felt like she.
Same thing with handing these civilians guns. I'm like, what the? I'm like, what's going on? You used to hand in M16s to everyone. I was
M16s. I mean, for the way I was thinking about that, because I had the exact same thought process when I was thinking about it.
So what? Yeah, what was your like? Did they get training while they were there? Or?
Well, I mean, they had been there for
a year.
One was there for 2 years.
Oh, I thought the Shimmer's only been there for like a year. Oh,
they said it had been there for 3 years.
Oh, 3 years. That's right.
Yeah,
okay,
Shimmer had been grown for 3 years.
Yeah. Okay. So.
And she, the Chicago girl, had been there the longest. Yeah. And what I'm thinking is happening because they mentioned how they sent so many people in there. Yeah. And you have this medical trauma expert available at all times, probably to help to serve the people at the base, waiting for injured people to come out of the alien. True. They never do. Yeah. And by the end of it, the dog's just opened the door. Yeah. By the end of it, they... Dexter, sorry about that, guys. I guess I didn't close the door all the way. My dog came in and started crying.
He said, "What you guys doing?"
But they had. I have this feeling that they just kept sending people in there, and I don't know. It just made sense that they would be like, "Look, we're gonna send these 3 people. One's an Army veteran. Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, Lena. Yeah,
2 scientists." And a trauma expert.
Yeah, because they did kind of explain that they're like, we've been sending military guys in there for years.
They never come back.
Never come back. So might as well just send some scientists in there. Yeah. So I'm like, who greenlighted just handing them M16s? I was like, whatever. They're like, probably not.
I mean, I wouldn't want to go in there.
No,
unarmed,
definitely not. But I'm just like, maybe sidearms or something. But but no, that's just semantics.
Yeah,
it's whatever.
Just kind of it's definitely something to think about. And to wonder about. I thought the same thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so they meet all of these. I think one was Anya, right? The paramedic was Anya.
Paramedic, yeah.
And then Shepard.
Shepard, Cassie Shepard.
Yeah, Cass.
I really liked her a lot.
Yeah, I liked her a lot too.
Their conversation on the boat.
Yes,
the dialogue. The dialogue is just
on
so
another
good.
level. The interaction between all the characters is just incredible. And what was the?
Is it Josie or I think it was.
Josie, maybe?
It was Josie.
Something like that.
Played by Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, and she was the
physicist.
Physicist, yep. And then Shepard was the I want to say.
Oh, I can't remember what Shepard. She says what she was doing her master's in at that time.
Or something.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's right. She was. Yeah. But they all had scientific. They all had experiences that would make sense you'd be in that.
Be in there, yeah. The only person that didn't make sense being in there was not Ventress. She was the psychologist.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but she was the director of the whole recruitment process.
Yeah. But then why would you? So it doesn't explain why she's going in there. Yeah, and then we're like, why the hell is this psychologist going in there? Like I was like, what?
Well, she explains her personal reasons.
Right, exactly. She wants to know what's in the lighthouse.
Yeah,
but.
She says she's sent all these people to their presumable deaths. And she keeps sending all these other people.
You can only do it so
she's just
often.
Racked with guilt. She's like, I have to go in. Then we also learned at the very end that she had like terminal cancer. Yeah. And she didn't give a fuck. Yeah. Which she clearly displays the whole time. She's like, let's go all the time.
I want to get to the lighthouse. And it's like
wow. So they go in, they finally go into the Shimmer, and like that's when you first this is in the middle of the Gulf Coast, southern U.S., swampland.
Yeah, like swampland.
Forests, woods. Yeah. They go in, it's a goddamn rainforest.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this is no way a swamp. I was like, what the hell is happening? This is a jungle. I was like, this is insane. It was like everything has been restructured.
Yeah.
I want to say restructured to resemble like a jungle rainforest.
It's just this weird mishmash.
Yeah,
of stuff.
I'm like, holy shit! There's crazy things and there's stuff growing on top of other stuff, and then there's the use of colors in this movie was insane.
Extremely.
The visuals are insane. They're so good. Some of the best visuals in movies in the last.
I can just recall almost any of it in my head at any time. Just all the different. They're so permeable.
Right. So I mean, they go into the shimmer, and then they get lost.
I love the idea. I love it when there's disturbing mystery.
Yes.
And they all wake up and they're we've gone through 4 days of food and none of us remember any of it.
Mystery that is not ever explained.
Make you feel paranoid.
Yeah, you're like, what the hell is happening? Yeah. They all woke up at the same time saying, we don't know what's happened.
None of the
They're like, we've been in here.
They've been eating their rations. They set up camp.
Yeah, they set up a camp, and I'm like, wait, they don't remember anything.
There's nothing like a good mystery.
Yeah,
that makes you feel really uneasy.
Yeah, uneasy.
Paranoid.
That's the kind of that's the kind of horror or horror movie that I really like. Not just the over the top gory stuff. That was. Yeah, it had elements of horror in there. It's not this whole time. It's like a mystery thriller because you don't know what's going on.
They get attacked by mutated monsters.
Oh my god! So they get to a swamp area and they find the shack, and then I think Josie, she gets dragged underwater. And I was like, what the hell is happening? And then I thought she was going to die. I knew I was like, this is where it starts.
Here we go.
Yeah, I was like,
they're going to get picked up one by one.
Yeah, exactly. But then she gets pulled out, and they're all like, what the hell is in there? And that's when we see our first glimpse of something that is weird as hell.
Yeah.
It's a albino crocodile or an alligator
with shark teeth
with shark-like teeth,
and
it looked bigger than normal.
Yeah, it was pretty big. Yeah,
I
love the scene. Natalie Portman had clearly trained with a weapon.
Yeah, so she was
a fucking professional.
She went prone and then she I was like
just hitting a dime with that thing.
Holy moly! Yeah, it was so good. And because the crocodile the shack is sunk. And the crocodile jumps out of the shack, and it was that 2 seconds when the water was moving.
Yeah, they're just kind of showing you, and there noises and bangs, and I love just the idea that they really let your imagination run.
Yes. So the water was just I was moving. I was like, oh crap, what's going on? Yeah. And then that's when the alligator comes out of the ground and just attacks, and then that's when Natalie Portman kills him. And they start taking DNA samples, right?
Right.
And so this is where my theory of Anya, the paramedic. She said that she lost her. Later in the movie, she says that she could sense her fingerprints changing.
Yes, and that's after we've already seen the video of the soldiers cutting the other soldier open, and his intestines are moving around. One of the most disturbing.
The most disturbing.
And what a good use of gore.
Yeah,
it's not just gore for here, saw motherfucker.
Yeah,
arms and legs and shit.
Yeah, and then Kane was all grabbing at it. And I was
it's moving.
And I was whoa!
Insane.
I was like, god dang it. But yeah, so she says it, and I think because the way she was holding that alligator, maybe her hands got in contact with the alligator, she gets switched. Because the whole theme of the movie was DNA being spliced.
The shimmer is a reflection.
A prism,
for DNA itself.
For DNA and all types of shit. Yeah, it was crazy.
So everything's crossing and blending and moving and replicating in all these ways that just don't make sense to me. You have they find that soldier in the pool later on.
Yeah. So the guy that got his stomach opened. They find him later on, and is the most disturbing.
Is that the most have you ever seen anything like that in a movie?
Never, ever. The only thing I've even thought about something looking similar is some fungus growing.
It reminded me of Last of Us.
Yeah, exactly.
The guys on the wall. People turn into their heads are squashed and they're turning into the. It reminded me a lot of that.
Yeah.
But it had just grown, and just the way where they realize where they're taking you. You see the video and you're like, oh man, that's disturbing. And then they're like, oh, they're looking for him. And then they don't reveal it until the very last second when everyone has already seen it. And it's just, mesmerizing. I just can see it right now.
Yeah, I was like, holy moly, it was insane. I thought it was the visuals. So after the alligator part though, they get on the kayaks and they start boating. This is one of the best dialogue scenes, like you mentioned earlier, between Natalie Portman's character and the girl Shepard. And that's when I noticed, because in the so before that they pan back to her being interrogated in that room, right? And she shows like an infinity tattoo. Yeah, and then in that scene when she's talking to Shepard, she did not have that.
Where did she get it?
From Anya, dude. Anya had that. If you notice, like in the
oh, that's what it was,
dude.
I think it's like
they
swapping
DNA again. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why at the end there, not to get ahead of us, but
no, it's fine. I mean, we're already at 30 minutes.
Yeah, I know. At the end there, where the Kane asked, "Are you the real Lena?" And she just didn't answer. She doesn't know. Because like I feel like all of them swapped. Like they melded into one being.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like you can start telling them the scene where the bear makes that noise, and that was
some of the most horrifying thing I've ever seen.
That was disturbing to me, and I was like, the bear making the scream. So not to get too...
A bear kills Shepard earlier in the film. Drags her off into the woods.
Yeah.
We find her, and we're assuming people still listening have seen this.
Yeah, yeah.
So you guys know what's going on.
Yeah, Natalie Portman's character sees and confirms that Shepard's dead.
Yep.
Yeah. And then the bear...
Of course, later on, Anya goes crazy.
Insane, yeah. She goes
because she sees the locket, picture with Kane in it.
Yeah.
Just all this craziness.
Yeah.
And the bear comes back. We figure it's the bear.
Oh my God. Was...
The use of sound design is like... because it sounds like her, and we've identified with her, and we're like, whoa, is she alive? Something?
Yeah, we hear that, and we literally hear it, and then, like, Anya, in the middle of, like, bounding the other 3 survivors in chairs, runs out and says, "I'm coming!" And then, like, not, like, 2 minutes later,
the bears comes in,
walking,
and you set
silhouette.
Up, they're tied to chairs, and they have to take on this bear, tied in chair.
And then she's like, "Don't move," and the bear's just, like, sniffing it out, and... it was just, and then you find out that the bear has like inherited Shepard's scream somehow.
Because everything is constantly
everything's like you're swapping mixer. DNA. Yeah, and it was just like so.
And that idea that the shimmer is just when taking all matter and just
that's when it starts when we coming up with different theories. Yeah, blending all of the because you can start. Then you look again, hindsight. You see all the stuff that's happening. You're like, oh, everything's melding together. You know, like it's crazy that. While you're in the thing, all your DNA is melding with other people because they start noticing little things about, and they're like, and then Ventress later, like right after that scene, she's like, "Can't you tell we're losing our minds and we're like losing our bodies or degrading or whatever?" I'm like
disintegrating.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
And so the whole thing, this journey. Culminates with that final scene in the lighthouse.
Yeah. Was there any? Do you feel like there's any symbolism in the last like 30 minutes? Like I feel like
there's one thing that I feel like I caught on to, that I'm curious on your take on. I really love the complete, not even trying to hide it.
Yeah.
They're clearly fans of Alien. That ship was Alien.
Yeah, I mean, that was like it looked like an alien ship. I was
it
like,
had the hole in where the asteroid had struck.
I know, right?
It was a ship.
It went through the lighthouse into the foundation of the lighthouse.
Yeah, right.
Into the ground.
Ventress is down there. Yeah. It's. I feel like that's the center. What we see happen to Ventress is what's happening inside the shimmer, but on a more direct. Yeah. It just lasers her and tears her apart by the atom. Yeah. Which is what's happening everywhere, but it's more of a slow process as this alien entity or influence or technology. They don't really have to go into it.
No, yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter if it's biological or if it's technological. It just is.
It just is happening. Right. The whole motivation at the end there is like, do you know what it wanted? Yeah. She's like, no. It didn't want anything.
Yeah, because they tears Ventress apart, and then I love the idea that some of that blood from Lena gets into this atomized, like, it looks like the universe, which is kind of what we're all made of the stuff that the stars are made of. That's what I was thinking about when I was seeing that. Yeah. And then it takes on some of her DNA, so it creates that weird, like, pearlescent alien creature. Yeah. Maybe that's the way that this race reproduces.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like maybe it was just reproducing and in a grander scale. You know, like, and maybe it's like I was thinking maybe like a Terra device or something for this alien race that's like coming maybe or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Terra it could be a number of things.
Yeah, it could be a lot of things. And what spoke out to me though, I thought about this at the last scene. So that they make the clone of.
I wanted your take on. Lena, I do have a theory after this, but I wanted your take on the scene when they're moving together.
Yeah,
I was getting shivers.
It was so disturbing. Yeah, and I was like, "What the heck is going on?" And it's like, it wasn't perfect mirroring. It's like it was adapting.
It was trying. It was learning from her. Yeah,
that's what disturbed me. I was like, "Oh God, it's sentient." And I was like, it wasn't just like reacting to her. It was just like it was actually.
And it wasn't.
Learning.
It wasn't a physical like mirror. You know, it wasn't a reflection.
Right.
It was a being.
It was a being learning her patterns, her moves, and I was like, "What the heck?"
It's almost parasitic.
Yeah, I feel like it is.
Like Alien.
Yeah, because like
totally different.
It's turning everything like one of the characters, I don't remember his name, the guy that's interviewing Lena, he's like, it destroyed everything, and she's like, no, it's creating something new.
It creates everything new.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap, it's like a parasite. It's like it takes it and then just morphs it into something else. Like,
but it clearly needs that to create its own.
Exactly, its own. So yeah.
Because it's
like
already
said,
too.
Very inspirational from Alien. I mean, because Alien does the same thing.
Well, his name is also Kane.
Yeah.
Which I also feel like is a nod to Alien as well.
The author, I feel like the author was a huge fan of Kane. Or fan of Alien.
If that was in the book, then yes. Or if it was just part of the movie, then the director Alex Garland.
Right. Yeah.
Was into that.
And I did not know Alex Garland also directed Ex Machina.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Doesn't that make so much sense?
Yeah. I was like, another great film.
I want to watch that again too.
But yeah, so that was a disturbing scene. It really like was weird. I really thought she was gonna die.
Yeah,
I was like, there's no way she can get out of this. So
she can't get away from this thing.
Yeah, I know.
And sometimes it was CGI, and sometimes it was a person in a suit, but it wasn't obvious.
Yeah, it was like
because it was like they did it on purpose. It was like, okay, this thing is not human.
Yeah.
And then when it did the thing where it like leaned down, that was a person in a suit, and it was like becoming more of like a physical being. And it just disturbed the fuck out of me.
And then like when they touch.
Yeah, she hands her the phosphorus thing, and it's now starting to like do its own thing.
Yeah, it's like turned into her, like an actual copy of her. Yeah, her face, the eyes were all covered and everything. The last thing to come out was the eyes. And
I was like, wow. It was so gross and just like
it was
a mockery of human form.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is the whole point.
It's kind of like because they kind of set you up for that in the village that they get attacked by the bear. You see that these the DNA of the plants are morphing into humanoid shapes. Yeah. And then you can start seeing they're like this life form, whatever it may be.
It's been copying all the people that have been going in there.
Yeah, it's been like taking DNA of people coming in there.
I mean, I can't possibly imagine creating this idea.
Whoever this is the author of the book and the writers, and they're just like
genius,
insane. I'm like, you must be insane. So
I've always thought about coming up, in my head, like what could someone do with Aliens that's original?
Right.
Alien did it original back in 1979. That was there was no longer little green heads or flying saucers or anything like that. It was like someone took a new take on a parasitic, violent life form. Yeah. There's been a few other ones.
Yeah, a few other ones, but
that have been interesting. But this idea that it's this
just parasite, just recreating life.
Yeah.
Not just like. Not in like a violent way either,
it's not necessarily
in a violent way because they feel like
just like the humans in the sense it's complicated.
Exactly.
And you don't always know its motivations, and you don't always. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Yeah, and that's what I liked about this versus say like the actual alien parasite. I feel like this was a non-violent way to do it. I mean, the bears and the crocodile.
Yeah, it could be.
Those are just animals.
It's a reflection of.
Yeah, right. Those are just animals, but like the way that all the visuals, all the DNA was morphing onto other, living things. It was just like very quiet. Like there were scenes where it's just dead quiet. There was trees. There's like that scene where the deer. They were like mirroring deers together.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and I was like,
and flowers growing up their antlers.
Yeah, I'm just like, this is just kind of peaceful. It's not violently imposing anything. So it doesn't. It makes you feel like this thing isn't evil.
And 15 minutes later, you see the guy.
Yeah.
It ripped him into pieces and turned him into a giant.
Yeah. It was
fungi thing, and you're like, oh god, it's horrific. So it's like nature. It doesn't have morality. It just is.
Yeah, exactly. I was thoroughly impressed with this movie. I
want your theory on one thing. I'm sorry.
Oh
one final thing, before we kind of summarize.
Yeah.
I want your theory on why, after it had lit, she lights the phosphorus and tricks it and gets out.
Yeah.
Why did it then decide to burn everything down?
So here's my theory.
So I
like the visuals of this. So do you notice how the way that hole? This may seem really kind of like juvenile, but it kind of looks like a womb. I feel like it was born from the womb.
Okay.
And it's like as it's dying. You want to get back inside where you feel comfortable and safe. It was just. I feel like it was juvenile in the sense that it was kind of still an infant. It was just still learning. It didn't really know much other than just like copying Lena's movement, So I felt like it was instinctual that it just went back into where it was born. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that visual was like, hey, this is kind of like the life giver. This whole area was like, and I think that little pod was like the womb, like it's kind of like a metaphor of some sort, or some sort of like saying that this is where life comes from, and then it goes back inside and it burns everything down. And I think it's already was successful in what it was doing, because like later on you see that Lena and Kane both are
no longer
modified.
Yeah.
So they're like. So I learned also that this is a trilogy, so we have 2 more.
Yeah, there's another book. Yeah.
I was like,
yes.
So I'm happy.
I hope they make 2 more.
I know, me too. I know. So please go watch it so we get more movies. But yeah. So what is your theory about that?
I think all that's totally. Yeah. I didn't even think about that at all. I was going a little more. I was going a little more thematic with it.
Yeah.
I thought it was going back to the self-destruct. Ideas, the motif that she gives.
Oh.
The Ventress is always talking about how we're always trying to destroy each other or destroy ourselves.
Yeah.
Because we're reacting to stuff, and it had left her, and it's only learning from Lena herself, right?
Yeah.
And if it's taking on ideas or thoughts of some kind, and it's taking on mannerisms, and it's taking on the will, and it's copying everything. Lena was there at the end of the day to get rid of that thing and to destroy everything, and it's like no, I need to I don't know, I just feel like I was identifying it with the kind of a lot of the themes that the movies had been introducing the whole time.
Self-destructive behaviors and stuff like that.
Like you said, didn't really know any better.
Yeah, I didn't know any better.
And it had the fire, and it was just like lighting it on. Like I don't know. I wasn't. I kind of went back and forth. I wasn't 100% sure why it did that. And I don't think it needs to be explained. I mean,
like we
said, just see it a couple more times.
It just happens.
And make
it is what it is. Yeah. So I you know what, I didn't even think about that. It is a recurring theme, and
all of it.
It's again
Josie walking off into becoming turning into another
one of those,
foliage.
Like
Ventress walking into that thing, just not caring because she was done, and
all
of them are self-destructing. Kane going in there because he's unhappy in his marriage. And just all of them are doing it. Everyone in that movie is punishing themselves.
They're punishing themselves. That's like kind of the place to do it. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. I didn't think about that. That's insane. I love how the movie is just left for you to interpret. There's so much, any way you want. Like
it gives you enough to go on.
Yeah, I love movies that leave it up to your interpretation to kind of reflect what your opinion is on it.
Yeah,
and it kind of shows you a little bit about yourself. Like
absolutely.
That's something really cool that what films do. I just. It's fantastic.
This is the first time I think we talked about this last night. Probably since The Matrix.
Yes, that I've never
walked out of a
felt.
movie and just I don't look at things the same way.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's real, and it's like
just has you
literally
questioning everything.
I kid you not. I went home last night, and I was so deep in thought that I was forgetting to do things.
Yeah.
I was like,
dude, on my drive home, I turned on orchestral music.
Yeah,
I couldn't listen to anything that
I was like
going to interrupt my thought process.
I was so deep in thought, it was crazy.
And it sounds so pretentious, but
it doesn't
I turned on orchestral music.
A good movie will leave that impression on you. If you have a major life event, you do that. You know, you have that impact. It's on your mind.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that's a good thing. You know, like we should have more movies like this.
We really should. This is like why movies exist.
Yeah, this is the perfect medium.
That's why art
for that
exists.
Time. Yeah, exactly. You could say the same thing with the visuals in it. It's art.
I mean, the shimmer is reflecting everything and recreating everything. This whole movie is about reflection.
Yeah, exactly.
And looking at yourself and identifying who you are as a person and self-definition. And like,
insane.
Fuck, like, it just keeps
so
going.
Good.
This movie just keeps...
It's so good. Do yourself a freaking favor.
Yeah. And
go see it, and please comment.
Yes,
and
I want to talk with everyone about this.
Yeah, let us know what you think, because I
can understand someone not liking this if they're wanting like
go into it with
sequel to Alien. You know,
right? Go into it with not the expectation of this. Like I told you last night, I was like, this movie more than any other movie has had the most what the fuck moments for me.
Yeah.
Go into the movie with no expectations.
Yeah, you might not immediately love it. As you're watching
you go into it and you'll leave like with one of the best films you've ever seen in your life. Yeah, it's crazy.
Are we doing a score like we always do with movies?
We're doing the score. Yeah, sure. Let's do the score. Yeah,
you want to go first or
no? You can go first. I think I know what my score is going to be.
10.
10. Oh, perfect for you, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
It definitely. I think it deserves that. I think it definitely deserves a 10. I think, I
mean, I can watch that movie the one time and remember it until I die. Yeah. If that's not a 10, I don't know what it is.
You're right. It's really, really good. I hate, you know how much I hate giving out perfect scores. And
I don't think I can't remember the last time that I did.
Yeah, I don't like giving out perfect scores. I think that
there.
My theory, and you guys listen to the old ones, my theory is there is no perfect movie.
10 doesn't mean perfect.
Yeah, but for me, it was just like it.
Because you can't have something on a score, on a rating score, if you can't give it.
Yeah.
And so there's no such thing as perfection, and I don't believe it was perfect.
I don't believe it was perfect either. And
Could it be better?
Yeah, I guess that's a good question. Could it be better?
That's how I would give a 10.
I don't know because I want to see the director's cut, and I was like, I want that.
But the director's cut would maybe it's awesome. Yeah. But right now,
I think
you go. I would have fixed this. Is there anything you'd change right now to improve the experience that you saw last night? Honestly, if the answer is no,
honest answer is no. I was like,
that's how I have to give. That's why
I think I'll give it a solid 10. I was like, there is no way for me to say, because usually you and I both watch a movie. They could have done this. Too. Yeah, they could have done this. They could have done that. They could have done this. I walked out of the movie speechless with no other question other than the M16 thing. And that's just very small.
That was my one.
Yeah, I was like that's completely small. And I was like, so yeah, 10. 10. Yeah, it was that good, impactful to me. Yeah. In like life, that like I said, that one line. Yeah, absolutely. It's shot its way up until the top like 10, top 5 maybe even.
Same.
So like,
absolutely.
There's so many lines in it, just so it resonated with me.
It
you know,
really
like
did.
The one with the Venture saying like people are not suicidal, they're very destructive.
You could just break this movie down. Like I could write a high school essay on this.
Yeah, it was. Oh my god, that'd be so dope. I know. But yeah, I solid 10 for me. Solid 10 for sure.
All right, guys, there it is.
Woo!
Probably, most likely, the only 10 you'll ever see. At least both of us give.
So far, movie of the year, if not movie of the decade for me.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to think if there's maybe one or more, because 2018 to 2008. I'd have to see, but I'm not afraid to say that's right there.
Yeah, it's up there for me. It's incredible.
All right, guys.
Check it out.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have gone and seen it. Yeah. Please comment below, whether it's on YouTube or on Twitter. Hit us up. Talk to us about this movie. If it is on Twitter, please be careful about spoilers. Same with YouTube comments. So if you haven't seen it yet, don't read the comments. You know how it goes. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Any last words, Kevin, at all?
No, other than go see it.
Go see it, right?
Go see it in theaters right now.
All right, we love you guys. Take care, and we'll see you whatever movie we do next.
Yeah, peace.
Later. Oh, my mouse just died.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, the battery. That's right.
We're still recording. That's really funny.
Dude.